I just want to say first and foremost, the whole presentation of this game made me feel like I was in front of my favorite arcade machine, glued to the screen in a semi-dark room with no concept of time. I got lost in this chiptune loop while plotting out my next set of decisions, and that's Midnight Yammy. But not only the track, every single sound is perfect. The flipping of stage layouts, the chest collecting, even the falling sounds, it's all spot on. And those details are infinitely important in a puzzle platformer like this. You start the game with a little opener about the character and situation, which should set the backdrop for what's going on. But I'll be honest, I read it multiple times and I still don't understand it. So is this girl a phantom bunny thief? So if she's a phantom, is this real life? Or is it the afterlife? Did she steal the bunny, or is she the bunny? Or is the bunny someone else entirely and we're chasing the thief? Do you think they steal bunnies, or are they just nicknamed Bunny? No clue. That was off-putting at first because I wanted a story to pull me forward, but to Midnight Yammy's credit, after a few levels of gameplay, I was so hooked that I didn't even need the story. That's because the puzzles are the heart of this game. At first it's simple, red and blue stage switcheroo, where only some chests are accessible depending on the color, but then it layers. Breakable blocks, pressure plates, spikes, one-time platforms, drop through ceilings, and more. And that's where the genius comes in. It layers these mechanics one at a time, no tutorials, but always in a way where you know exactly where you went wrong. Even when it's hard, it's intuitive. But once you figure out the layout and the puzzle of each level, you'll collect all of these chests and the exit door will open for you so you can go to the next level. It seems simple, but I promise you will get humbled. You'll be thinking 5 steps ahead, which switch to hit to move which ladder, then what platform to jump on as you dodge these spikes below. And while doing all of that, you'll walk forward 2 spaces on a one-time pressured platform and create a hole beneath you that will foil your whole plan that you've thought of in the past 8 minutes while your character idled. And you'll scream, "No! Okay, now I know what to do," as you situate in your gaming chair and start again. And that's the magic. So full warning, if you don't like to think, this game might not be for you. But listen, even mediocre gamers can think. There's also a chest counter on the bottom right. At first you think, do I really need that? But I promise you do. This game will have you so cross-eyed you'll be planning your escape route and realize too late you didn't even grab all of the chests. And that little counter saved me from my own tunnel vision more than once. This game nails the just one more factor. Like right before recording this, I told myself, I bet I can make it to stage 30 this time. That arcade-like trance is something modern devs sometimes forget. They polish every detail, but forget the fun. Midnight Yammy doesn't. The difficulty curve feels right. There's no time limit, no enemies, it's just you versus the puzzle. And the life system is generous. You rack up extra lives with score thresholds, so as long as you keep trying, the game keeps giving you chances. That's exactly how a puzzle platformer should treat you. The character sprite is surprisingly detailed for 8-bit. With the limitations of the retro aesthetic, the developers still made her instantly recognizable. And here's something I love, the game includes a ROM so you can actually play it on actual NES hardware. Not just styled like retro, but it's built to run like retro. That's commitment to the bit, and as somebody who loves playing on original hardware in 2025, it's just very cool to see. It's also kind of hard to focus when the soundtrack's got me vibing. I mean, I'm standing there trying to think 5 moves ahead, and sometimes my brain is just buffering as I plan 5 moves ahead, but sometimes I just get distracted and start nodding my head to the tune and have to lock back in. But then eventually, I thought far enough ahead, I started to walk. The deeper you get, the more it feels like chess. Every move you make has consequences 3 or 4 steps later. And I just know this one would be a blast to play with friends. It feels like the kind of game where someone else is watching over your shoulder yelling, "What are you doing?" And then when you run out of lives, they grab the controller and try to prove they're smarter than you. Now, as far as watching it back on video, not sure how fun that is. Because half the time I'm just standing there scheming by myself. Even when I watch the playback of me, I'm yelling, "Just go." But as a live stream, I think this game would be perfect. The audience can backseat puzzle with you, and that's exactly the sort of game that makes chat come alive. For a game with hardly any story and not much depth, it is a blast. The puzzles are clever, the soundtrack keeps you in a good mood while on that arcade trance, and it's the perfect mix of being humbled and then rewarded when you finally figure it out. And you know what I just noticed? Now that I'm looking at it, I think our character has these long ears that makes me think that she's the bunny. Or are those cat ears? Now in food chain lore, don't cats chase rabbits? So maybe that's it. So, would a mediocre gamer like Midnight Yammy? The answer is yes.